Welcome, welcome, welcome to Story Time with me, Miss Sheila. I hope you're having a wonderful and beautiful day. Today's story is called Granddad Mandela. Oh, I'm so excited to read this because I am so grateful for Nelson Mandela's life. So let's get into it. And it's his grandchildren talking about him. Ooh. Please forgive me if I say their names wrong, um, because sometimes I have hard time pronouncing names that sound very different. One day, Zazi and Ziwelene was playing at Grandma's Sydney's house when they found a photograph, and it was someone they remembered very well. So there they are. Look, Grandma, we found a picture of Granddad Mandela. Can you tell us about him again? Of course. As you know, Granddad Mandela was my father, but he went to jail when I was only 18 months old. Oh, that would be very hard. Why did Granddad go to jail? He went to jail because he was fighting against apartheid. Apartheid was a law in South Africa that separated black people and white people and said that white people were better. Granddad was fighting for us all to be equal. We say, I love you lots, like jelly tots. We are different colors, but we all taste the same. Uh-huh, Zazi. That's what Granddad Mandela was fighting for. Did Granddad have to have his birthday in prison? Yes, but he wasn't allowed to have a party. We had to celebrate it for him outside. Big Mommy still had their wedding cake, which they never had time to cut when they got married. Every year on his birthday, she would bring it out, light a candle, say a prayer. Grandma, where you where were you when he was in prison? I was left at home in Soweto, with Big Mommy and my sister Zina, said Grandma. Did you like it? It was hard. We weren't allowed to live in the same places as white people, and our houses and schools and hospitals weren't as good as theirs. And when black people and people of color said it wasn't fair, the police were harsh. But why did the white people start making everybody's life sad? It's because white people were taught under colonization and apartheid to hate, said Grandma. They were taught that they were better than black people. Isn't that so sad? None of us are better than anybody else because of the color of our skin. God made us all the same. Did they make your life sad too? Yes. Every time Big Mummy sent us to school, the apartheid police would come and throw us out. Even if we changed our names and pretended we were someone else, they would still find us. So when I was 5 and Zena was 6, some kind people helped us go to boarding school in Swahili land. We only came home in school holidays to see Big Mummy and the rest of the family. Oh, that's sad. hmm Sorry, you don't have to be too sad. Do you know what Big Mummy used to teach us? She said, I don't want to see you cry because then the enemy will be happy. I want to see you strong. You must hold your head up high. Big Mummy and Granddad Mandela were strong people because of how they grew up. I got a question about that. Where was Big Mummy born? Winnie Mandela was born in Binza, which is near the Wild Coast. She was born among the Pongo people who produced the best warriors in history. Granddad comes from the Tembe people. They are both from royal families. Oh, royal? Yes. Where did Granddad Mandela grow up? Wow, he was born in Masvo, but he grew up in Prunu. Sorry if I said those names wrong. I've been there. I know you have. He grew up, Granddad lived in a traditional home made out of clay with a thatched roof. He had to get water from the river and cook in pots on the fire. But the lessons that he learned from his elders made him the man he became, a man who was able to forgive all the people who made him and his family and his people suffer. Did Granddad go to school like us? Yes. When he was older, he studied law. He went to learn how to bring about justice in South Africa. What is justice? Justice is about people's rights. It means you have to ask what is right for everybody, what is fair. Granddad didn't think what was happening in South Africa was fair. Were other people wanting justice too? Yes. Granddad wasn't the only one who felt that apartheid was wrong. The whole world said that it was evil, and black people didn't like the way they were treated. And when white people would tell them that they weren't good enough, they wanted to fight. They thought if Granddad and Big Mummy could fight and even go to prison to get justice, then they could too. Yes, with all the signs, freedom, freedom. Why did the government make Granddad stay in prison for so long? They kept him in prison because they were hoping that the longer he stayed, the more tired he would become and he would give up fighting for his people. But he didn't. And they hoped that people would forget him and what he stood for, but they didn't. Big Mummy, me, and many other people carried on fighting for freedom. All of these people kept Granddad's spirit alive. Did Granddad have a plan to escape from his prison? No. He never tried to escape. He wanted to be in South Africa to fight for his people. No one was going to force him to leave his country. It was important to him that people knew he was there. He knew that out of prison all over the world, people were pushing harder and harder for him to be free. And eventually, okay, it says, Free Mandela, Free Mandela. Granddad was released. Hallelujah! Were people happy? People were so happy. They were lining the streets when he drove out of the prison gates. It took Granddad a long time to get back to Soweto because all the streets were blocked. It was raining heavily, but people were sleeping in the streets just so that they could see him. They were singing and dancing, and everyone was happy. Everyone? All South Africans, black and white. Free at last. Nice. What did Granddad do when he became president? The first thing he did was to unite all South Africans. He reminded us all that we were equal, and this is what we were fighting for everyone to live side by side. No one person was better than another. He made sure that everybody could go to the same schools. Everybody could live where they wanted to live. We could go to the same hospitals. So apartheid was over? That's right. And do you know how he did it? He got his enemies to sit with him around a table. This must have been hard, but Grandma Zini had a question for them. Do you know what Ubuntu means? She asked. I think so. It means I am because we all are. This is what we believe as African people. We believe in creating or treating people the way we want to be treated. This is what inspired Granddad to fight for his people and what helped him to forgive his enemies as well. Do you miss Granddad Mandela? Of course. But I know a good way to remember him. Do you know what volunteering is? Yes, we volunteer to say we care about everyone, to make them feel happy and not make them feel like they don't belong anywhere. That's right. Do you know what that means? What? You are both doing the same thing as Granddad Mandela. Isn't that beautiful? They're carrying on, keeping and working for others to make sure everybody's equal. I'm so grateful we got to read this story today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time with me, Miss Sheila, keep shining your bright light. Bye for now.